Okay, it's stated in my last video regarding the word light in the King James Bible that we would pick up with the book of Judges, I believe it was. And you see here we have got it to 2 Samuel 23. The reason for that is that I have decided to clip out and only paste in my notes on my phone the word light as it pertains to God or us, rather than things like the light of morning or, I don't know, like did light off their camels, as it states in the Bible a lot of times, talking about, jumping off their camels. They light off them. Okay, so anyway, we pick up with Second Samuel 23. Now, this is a little short passage. I wanted to have it in context because of where it mentions light at the end of what I'll read here. 2 Samuel 23, 1. Now these be the last words of David. David the son of Jesse said, And the man who was raised up on high, the anointed of God of Jacob, and the sweet psalmist of Israel said, The Spirit of the Lord spake by me, and his word was in my tongue. The God of Israel said, The rock of Israel spake to me. He that ruleth over men must be just, ruling in the fear of God. And he shall be as the light of the morning, and when the sun riseth, even a morning without clouds, as the tender grass springeth out of the earth by clear shining after rain. And for some reason, it was pasted in again. But now we go to 2 Kings 8:19. Yet the Lord would not destroy Judah for David his servant's sake, as he promised him by giving him alway a light, and to his children. 2 Chronicles 21:7. Howbeit the Lord would not destroy the house of David because of the covenant that he had made with David, and as he promised to give a light to him that and to his sons forever. We'll look at the light rising there. Nehemiah 9:12. Moreover, thou leddest them in the day by a cloudy pillar, and in the night by a pillar of fire, to give them light in the way wherein they should go. Nehemiah 9:19. Yet thou in thy manifold mercies forsookest them not in the wilderness. The pillar of the cloud departed not from them by day, to lead them in the way, neither the pillar of fire by night to show them light, and the way wherein they should go. Esther 8:16. The Jews had light and gladness and joy and honor. Now we read from the book of Job, which will end this portion of reading of the word light. There's a lot of mention of light in Job, which is very interesting. Therefore is light given to him that is in misery, and life unto the bitter in soul. Job 12:22. He discovereth deep things out of darkness, and bringeth out to light the shadow of death. Job 12:25. They grope in the darkness without light, and he maketh them to stagger like a drunken man. Job 18:5. Yet the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine. Job 18:6. The light shall be dark in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with him. Job 18:18. He shall be driven from light into darkness, and chased out of the world. Job 22:28. Thou shalt also decree a thing, and it shall be established unto thee, and the light shall shine upon thy ways. Job 24:13. They are of those that rebel against the light. They know not the way thereof, nor abide in the paths thereof. Job 24:14. The murderer rising with the light killeth the poor and needy, and in the night is as a thief. Job 24:16. In the dark they dig through houses, which they had marked for themselves in the daytime. They know not the light. Job 25:3. Is there any number of his armies, and upon whom doth not his light arise? Job 28:11. He bindeth the floods from the overflowing, and the thing that is hid bringeth he forth to light. Job 29:3. When his candle shined upon my head, and when my... I'll start that again. Job 29:3. When his candle shined upon my head, and when by his light I walked through darkness. Job 33:28. He will deliver his soul from going into the pit, and his life shall see the light. Job 33:30. To bring back his soul from the pit to be enlightened with the light of the living. Job 36:30. Behold, he spreadeth his light upon it, and covereth the bottom of the sea. Job 36:32. With clouds he covereth the light, and commandeth it not to shine by the cloud that cometh betwixt. Job 37:15. Dost thou know when God disposed them and caused the light of his cloud to shine? Job 37:21. And now men see not the bright light which is in the clouds, but the wind passeth and cleanseth them. Job 38:15. And from the wicked their light is withdrawn, and the high arm shall be broken. Job 38:19. Where is the way where light dwelleth? And as for darkness, where is the place thereof? Job 38:24. By what way is the light parted, which scattereth the east wind upon the earth? Job 41:18. By his neesings a light doth shine, and his eyes are like the eyelids of the morning. Thus ends the second portion of our reading of the word light in the King James Bible. Looking forward to part 3, which will have a number of readings of that word from the book of Psalms.